Oh, hello! Welcome to Biotopes. So today's video is going to be by request by our friend Maggie. Maggie's got two twin boys, Lincoln and Oliver, and they have their own YouTube channel, the Lincoln and Oliver Show. And I'll link that here above and put that description here in this video. But Maggie requested we just take a look around the fish room and just kind of get a general layout of what the room looks like. So we're going to try to make it real quick and go around and show you the fish room. And Maggie, hope you're doing well, and I hope this is what you want. Thanks so much for watching. Alright, so this is the outside door when you come in. This is a metal insulated door. And just have my temperature gauge and humidity gauge there. I've got a little step ladder to get into some of the taller tanks, and just some art on the wall. And this whole room is about 10 by 10, and I actually built this wall here. This did not exist. This was a door to our garage, and this was a little kick-out area. And I built this wall here, framed it, drywall, insulated it, drywalled it, mudded it, painted it. All the way down, I've got PVC trim along the walls. So anyway, this wall is new. That I built to enclose the whole building. It's all insulated. So anyway, step ladder. This is a bench that I made here. There's a video about how I did that. This is an old 55-gallon stand. Bunch of supplies, my bucket of tricks, testing, salt, fertilizers, crushed coral, trash. Down here, my first double 75 rack. Here, this is my food, some supplies here. This is the sump here that filters these two aquariums. The first tank here, I'm sorry for some of the glare. All the lights are on, so you'll get some glare today. But this first tank here is my Upper Amazon River biotope. This is in the Amazon up in the northeastern area of Peru. So we've got angelfish, some black skirt tetras, one bristlenose pleco, and some corridors in here. That's a big Amazon sword on the left and some wood on the right, frog bit on top. I've got this pothos that is growing well and got lots of roots down here. So yeah, so that's the first tank. These are all 75-gallon tanks. Right above it here, this is the another 75-gallon tank. This is the San Carlos River Basin in eastern Costa Rica. I've got 3 young convict cichlids. I've got a bunch of rainbow cichlids. I've got 1 female Nicaraguan, and I don't see her. She's pretty good size. She's in the back there. There she is. These guys are super skittish for some reason, except for the convicts. They'll come right out. But big wood structure. Can't bunch of rocks. You can't keep plants in here because all these fish will eat them. I've tried many times. I've also got some pothos trying to grow here. Hasn't taken off quite yet, but that is the San Carlos River Basin in Costa Rica. What I've got here on the wall, this shows you, this is Costa Rica. This is the Atlantic drainage. This is the Pacific drainage. And the San Carlos River Basin is this kind of, well, it's SC, that whole area there. So this is the area that this tank is built after. This map down here in Peru, where the Amazon and the Napo kind of connect. Right in here, this area here is where, just north of Iquitos, where this tank is modeled from. So that's my first two 75-gallon tanks. Got like my power strips here. This is where the water comes in to the room. I do my automatic water changes, or semi-automatic. Each sump's got a just like a hose valve. I just turn that nozzle, and that dumps water into the sump. And then I would turn these. I would close that, open that, and that would start to drain partly some of the water from the top tank into our drainage. And that is the big pipe there in the back. And that runs all the way around and then outside. That is drilled through that cement block. And it goes outside into our drain, out to the yard. So that's how we change water. Anywho, so this is the next stack of 75s. Down here is my other sump, sorry, that controls these two aquariums. That's my little space heater there. That's what I use to heat the room in the winter time. And just my pump and hose and some material, some of the research I keep in that box there. I built these stands, by the way. The next 75-gallon is this one here. This is based off the South Johnstone River in Queensland, northeastern Australia. I think it's southeastern Queensland. So I've got the Sumagill signifers, or the Pacific blue eye. I've got some Meltania splendida in here. That's the fish there with the red tail. And I just have newly added 3 Empire gudgeons. Here's one right here. I'm going to try to get up close. That guy there. I'll try to get some footage later of him, but very beautiful fish. So that is, and it's got some large Valsenarians, a couple of Panagitan bulbs species, and some rocks and wood, and the valve's going crazy. So that's the Australian biotope. This here is the newest setup. This is this biotope is based off the Pearl River drainage basin in China, southern China, on the Xinjun River. And all we have in here right now are some ghost shrimp and some Amano shrimp. There's 1 Amano and 10 ghost shrimp in there. Getting things going. We've got some Valsenary in the back, and then a couple species of hairgrass, some dwarf hairgrass and some giant hairgrass, and then there are some Java moss glued onto these rocks, which I'm kind of getting that grown in. And you can see it's got some nice algae on the rocks, getting a good look to it, some botanicals. So no fish in this tank yet. This tank is kind of just getting settled in. We'll be adding fish very soon into this tank. Just did a build video on this, so you can check that video out. So that's the newest build. So that's this bunch of 75s. Oh, the only thing I'll show you, this pothos over here that's growing. I don't know if you can see this, but the root is actually in the substrate. That whole root system there. And there's a root at the very bottom there that is in the substrate. So it's reached all the way down here, the bottom of the 75-gallon tank. So that's pretty cool. And these rainbows are doing really great. Really excited about this tank. So anyway, that's the second stack. Same situation here with the water change. I can flip those dials, turn on the water valve down here, adds water to it, and I can start draining, kind of essentially diluting the water in the system, and that's how I do my water changes. couple house plants. I'm just trying to kind of winter over here. My dehumidifier here doesn't run that often. It's a used one. It doesn't work great, but I do have it. I don't know if you guys can see this. I do have it draining there at the bottom out into my drain. This is some of the art that the kids have done for me. This is my chart. I keep track of all my water parameters, pretty much at each water change for all my different tanks. So the dates, what the maybe pH or nitrates is, what the temperature is, what I did in the tank that time. So anyway, I keep track of that there. TV I've hooked up in here so I can watch any programs or YouTube channels. So that's been pretty cool. That's kind of a hangout. This is my next stack of 75s. Again, I built all these stands, drilled all these tanks, and so these will be the next two ones to get set up after the Shunjin River. So not sure what these are going to be yet, but these are set up essentially the same. Here's my sump for this. This is actually an acrylic sump that these are just 10-gallon tanks over here. This is an acrylic sump, about 15 gallons. So it's got a wet-dry trickle filter there. These two buckets, you probably saw these and wonder what this is. This is rainwater here, or snow water at this time of year here in Northern Ohio. So I've got a rain collection system that the rain runs off of my barn into a rain gutter down into a big 250-pound IBC tote, and then I can collect this rainwater all year long essentially. I've got a heater in there so it doesn't totally freeze, and I can collect essentially RODI water anytime and use that to do my water changes from time to time. So that's been pretty cool. I just take a pump, put in there, and just pump that into the whatever tank or whatever system. Just some supplies here, storage. This is a tank. It's got a very large electric blue crayfish. He's behind the rock on the left. This is my brine shrimp hatchery. This is a Zis brine shrimp container here, and I've just got a light on it, and these will be ready to harvest probably, I don't know, another 12 hours or so. So that's been really nice. I'll feed just about every other day some baby brine shrimp, live baby brine. A little pump that's set up for that. This stack of tanks here, these are all 20-gallon high tanks, and they're all numbered so I can keep track of what's in what. These are for grow outs, breeding, quarantining. The lights are off on this one, but you can see I kind of hung my lights. These are just hung from the ceiling. But these are a pair of angelfish, trying to get those guys to breed. Having a hard time getting them consistent, but love to get those guys. This tank is empty and ready for quarantine. This tank here is a bunch of mutt endlers and a pair of bristlenose plecos. There's the male albino. There's a female chocolate in there, and just a bunch of endler guppies that my daughter's fish gave birth to, and I'm just growing them up in here. So those are been kind of cool. These are cool fish here. These are Alfaro cultratus. It's called a knife live bear, and these are native to Costa Rica. I used to have them in my Costa Rican biotope, but when they're small, the Nicaraguan was able to eat them, especially if one was just too slow or not paying attention. So I grabbed them out of here. I've got one female and two males. There's a male there. This female, I'm interested to see if she drops any fry soon. She had a little issue last month. So I'm curious to see if she will still be fertile. So, but they're all doing good in there. That's just got a bunch of plants, and we'll hang in the back there. So I'd love to get those reestablished. This one here, I've got 5 large male diamond tetras. The lights are going off in the fish room, so I'll try to make this quick. Those are these 2 tanks here. The number 5 is, I've got 5 large male diamond tetras. Just holding on to them. I got them for free. Someone was getting rid of them, so I'm sure I'll sell them at a next fish swap or something. This tank here is also empty and ready for quarantine. So that is the whole room. All right, Maggie, so what do you think? So that's the whole room. That front door all the way to the side. All the lights are off right now, but that's the 2 stacks of 75s. That's the empty 75. This is the stack of 20s. So that's everything. To Maggie and everyone else that's watching today, thanks so much for tuning in to the Biotopes. I hope this gives you a little taste of what this Biotope gallery is all about. Built it DIY from the ground up, and really excited about what's going on here. So if you like this type of content, you want to see more, be sure you subscribe, like it, share it out with your friends, and be sure you tune in next time. Thanks so much.